Wake up. It's the Holy Spirit calling, take notes. He got a list of things in store, and all I gotta do is stop ignoring his still small voice. Nikki, can you hear me? Get out of my own way. Pick up that mustard seed of faith. Procrastinating my way to the top. My grandmother had 6 children, 4 boys and 2 girls. My Uncle Donald was the eldest, and he was the type of sibling where if you were to ask all of them, individually, they would probably say that he was their favorite, or they had a close bond with him. But for the most part, everybody, got along. My mom and my uncle, they traveled together, took different vacations and trips, loved to dress nice, loved to look good, very stylish for even back then. And he also had a love for cars. I remember when I was little, probably 6 or 7 or 8, he had this long, white, shiny car. And I just thought it was so dope. And when I would get in it, it smelled so good, and it was clean and, it was awesome. But unfortunately, he passed away. So my mom, she took the white car and placed it in her garage, and it just sat there, because it was kind of like the car represented him. Having the car was like having him, in a sense, still around, because he did die suddenly. So after, much prayer and consideration, and my mom had a conversation with my cousin, my uncle's son, we finally reached a decision to where we felt it was okay to get rid of his car. My thing was, instead of just selling it to the junkyard or some other, place where people were just going to rip it apart, my goal was to find someone that loved cars and would love this car the same way my uncle did. And I found 2 guys that were super, excited about old cars. That's actually, their niche. They find cars and they restore them and they just drive them around on Sundays and stuff, So it was the perfect person that I wanted. They brought a trailer, and they were able to, they had to try a few times to get the car onto the trailer so they could just pull it back to where they lived. They lived probably about an hour away from us. And, once they got it on that trailer and locked up and secured so it wouldn't roll off or whatever, they headed to the hills. And it just made me feel good to see that, again, it was in the hands of some people who love cars and would kind of honor his passion for cars, and for that car in particular. So that's the first thing I got checked off my list. The next thing on my radar was my mother's old car. She had the old car, it was an Oldsmobile, and she had an SUV, but she stopped driving the Oldsmobile probably about for 7 years or so when she got the SUV. And the car would sit in the driveway or just sit outside. And after so many years of just sitting, it still ran good. You could still start it up and stuff or whatever, but the battery wouldn't be as great because it wasn't getting enough, I call it oxygen, but attention. And then the seats in the front had pretty much just been sunburnt, so a lot of people in the neighborhood would say, hey, I want to buy that car from you. Marianne, I want to buy that car. And she, didn't have a problem selling it to them. But as soon as they would see those seats, they're just like, well, never mind, never mind. But same thing. I wanted someone to, get this car that would appreciate it, that would need it. It would be, in my opinion, a great first car for a 16, 17-year-old or just someone who loves cars, because it's not, the old classic type car, but it is an older car that still is a good car. And sure enough, we found Mr. Dion. I found him on Craigslist, or he found me. And he came by, he looked at the car, and as soon as he opened the door, I was so nervous. But he said, oh, this is nothing. I can I actually do reupholstering. So I'll yeah, I want it. And I was like, you do? He was like, yeah, I want it. So I was like, the seats don't bother you? He was like, that's what I do. I just felt good helping in that situation. It didn't feel heartless in what I did. It felt like a good thing because I'm passing on love and passing on new memories to new people. Until then, guys, don't forget to subscribe and like, comment if you like, and make yourself proud. And the world will catch on. Peace.